You know, the life of a public servant offers us an opportunity to many times give the members of our public what we would consider not necessarily instant gratification, but tangible results. When we send our roads crew to fix a pothole, we give that community member that brought us to our attention sort of that responsiveness that they want to seek from government. We go and take care of a park. The kids that play there, they immediately can see the results. This type of measure is not one of those. This type of measure is something that we will not see the impacts of today, tomorrow, but it will be seen by our kids and our grandkids and for every generation that comes. The faces of climate change are starting to lap upon Kauai's shores and statewide and across the nation and across the world. What used to be a concept is now becoming a reality in both small and large ways. But we can intervene and we can make a difference. And today's historic occasion and signing this bill is one more step towards creating a resilient, sustainable future that our children, our grandchildren, and future generations will appreciate.
Our research team at the University of Hawaii developed the models which are used to define the sea level rise constraint district. We have two types of modeling. One is very granular, detailed elevation modeling of the land surface. And this land surface allows us to simulate the location of waters that would create flooding as a result of sea level rise. At 3.2 feet of sea level rise, which is what the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change projects for future amounts of sea level rise towards the end of the century, we can depict flooding across the coastal land surface on Kauai and do color shading of that flooding at 1 foot increments. The second type of modeling that we developed is called wave run-up modeling. We all know about the waves here in Hawaii. They are seasonal. You get trade wind waves on the windward sides of the islands. We get swell on the south sides in the summertime and large swell on the north side in the wintertime. We've modeled all these different types of waves and how they run up on the shoreline under 3.2 feet of sea level rise. So we can add our flood elevations from the digital elevation models to the wave run-up elevations, and together they define the water surface, which is the basis for the sea level rise constraint district.
I worked with County of Kauai on this project. They approached us because we've done a lot of resilience work elsewhere in Hawaii, looking at policy for climate change adaptation. And really, they were the first in Hawaii to try to attempt to integrate sea level rise into their zoning code in a regulatory way. We have worked on guidance for other counties in terms of adapting development to sea level rise. And this was the first opportunity we had to work on integrating into the zoning code, which was very exciting. And so to approach that, we had to look around at examples from all over the country as well as the world, looking at other places that may have accomplished this. And to be honest, there are very few places that had attempted it, much less achieved it. So very proud of the county for taking this step and excited to be part of it.
This bill that was recently adopted is the Kauai Sea Level Rise Constraint District Bill, and it essentially takes map projections of the impacts that sea level rise will have on our coastal areas within this century. And so knowing where these flooding waters will essentially be, we need to be able to understand how our built environment should be designed around that. And so it essentially establishes sea level rise depths for passive flooding and high wave run-up that will be caused by sea level rise, and requires certain structures to be elevated to accommodate those waters when they occur.
We've been lucky enough to partner with the County of Kauai for coming up on 10 years. And during that time, we've been able to work with them on different projects and different applications of the rules and regulations, incorporating data and model results into their processes. And we were very fortunate to be able to work with them as they began looking at the model outputs for sea level rise impacts along the coastline of Kauai. It's really been fascinating to watch them blend a proactive approach with a very pragmatic review of what the model results indicate, looking at how they affect the coastline and how they can be interpreted to better protect and mitigate from future coastal hazards. So we've been able to partner in that review and looking at what they've done with their own ordinances. It's inspiring to see how they've taken the state of the science that's being produced by the University of Hawaii Coastal Geology Group and incorporated it practically so that it really provides a common sense and pragmatic approach to future coastal hazard mitigation.
Thank you very much for all of your assistance and help. This is a true collaboration, so it's my honor. All right, we have ordinance. Congratulations.